Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Friday, March 16th, and this is the year 2023, of course. So, once again, welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It's Friday, it's the 16th, it's March, and a little bit of sanity is returning to the crypto market. And this weekend appears like it could be uh, shaping up slightly bullish. So let's take a look at all this and rock through this real quick. It's weekend. Let's get out to doing some good stuff this weekend. Everybody have fun, enjoy life if you can this weekend. All right, BitcoinReview.com. Always got more for you there. Once again, I mention it, quite often. Buy yourselves a gas mask. You're going to thank me later if you do. Also, get me a coffee and check out Blockchain Education, the main sponsor here. And it's a great group. Come join the team. Come in for the big win in 2023. We got lots of time to make money, lots of opportunities to make money. This is a great crew to be with. If you are a crypto trader, come check us out. Discount code here is sort of built in. So give it a shot. All right. Anyway, indicators that I use, etc., 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 affiliate links, all there, bitcoinreview.com. Check it out. Enough about that. All right, looking at the crypto universe in green squares, it's a fairly green day today. Not massive percent gains by the alts, but definitely nice gains by many, many alts. BNB coming in at 7% up last 24 hours. I can dig that. Bitcoin up 2% last 24 hours, back above, well, it's above 24,000. Might we hit 25,000 plus this weekend? Let's check it out. Possibilities abound. All right. Looking at the Bitcoin volume, trading volume explicitly. Right now, we're looking at 15 billion last 24 hours. That's actually pretty darn good going into the weekend. Definitely nothing that we've had recently, but things are calming down. A little bit more sanity. I like what I'm seeing. So, looking at, sorry guys, a little bit spacing it here. Liquidation data here. Last hour, I've been watching the last hour recently, and it's gone from like 2 to 3 billion to 5 billion. Right now we're at like 12.74 billion, probably because we just had a little bit of a move up in the for Bitcoin. Overall, last 24 hours are below 100 billion, but that's fluctuating in general. Definitely we're seeing some volatility. It seems like people are not trying to quite, long and short with leverage quite so hardcore. They've been getting burnt out last couple of days, and we'll take a look where you can actually see that rather clearly. You can see it here. This is a 15-minute chart, but if you go back to like 13th of March here, 14th of March, towards the end of the day, 14th of March, you've kind of been seeing in the last couple of days so many wrecks. People just trying too hard to long and short. And so I've been watching just massive liquidations of both longs and shorts. This depends on what's happening. But recently, last good couple of hours, we're seeing that level out. This is kind of what I like to see. Small amount of longs and shorts getting liquidated. That kind of makes sense. We're seeing some big buys, some big sells come in. Not quite so many liquidations. I think we're rolling into the weekend. And I'm not really sure with leverage, especially how much automatic trading really happens on the weekends. I'm not really sure. I've always wondered, I know algorithmically people are longing and longs and shorts happen, and with leverage, of course. But with some of the wrecks that I've been seeing, it makes me think about, if there are, large institutions that are algorithmically trading. When I look at some of the, money they're putting in, like 100K plus or hundreds of K, and you watch them just go straight, bam, get liquidated. I think, man, I like automated trading. I like trading bots. I'm developing some. I run some right now. But I think to myself, automated trading is kind of a double-edged sword. Yes, it makes money, but you got to be kind of careful because it can't think and it can walk right off a cliff sometimes. And if you're a big financial institution and you got automated trades running with leverage that are 100K plus, that just seems like a bad idea. So, but I'm watching the liquidations kind of slow down as we hit the weekend, and I wonder if people are just turning their bots off, or it's just weekend with a little bit less volatility. I don't know, but it's nice to see the big liquidations kind of take a break. It's just kind of cringy to watch. Anyway, FinViz, looking at the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500. Dow is up 1.8%, NASDAQ up 2.49%, massive. S&P 500 up 1.77%. We're seeing a beautiful, nice day for the big indexes. And if you look at the S&P 500, up close, you can see definitely technology in the green, communication services in the green, financial services not looking too awful, too amazing. Energy not doing too well. Healthcare not a good day. Consumer defense, what? Consumer defensive, Walmart. Oh, anyway, whatever that means. Anyway, I won't beleaguer it. But in general, most parts of the S&P 500 are doing pretty well today. So it's a great day for the big indexes, and that's kind of representative here on the crypto market. Also, you can see it. The S&P 500 is doing well, and so Bitcoin is doing relatively well today too. US dollar strength index here in the middle top. A red day today, big green day yesterday. It is back above the 314 moving average and is moving towards getting back into that upwards channel. So we'll see how it rolls. Red day today, but yesterday, that was a wreckage day for the market, for everything other than the dollar strength index, because the dollar strength index was just moving so hard up. Oil, bloodbath. Definitely, it's been on this upwards trend, getting higher lows for quite a while. Boom, just dumped hardcore. I tell you what, if you want to get some gas this weekend, go get it, because that ain't going to last. And also, I've been noticing my gas prices the last couple of days, last week, have definitely been on the way up here in the Phoenix area of Arizona. S&P 500 back above the 500. I'm sorry. S&P 500 back above the 200 moving average on the daily. That's super bullish. I love it. That's wonderful. Looking at Bitcoin, of course, it continues to be above the 200 and the 314 green candle today. Maybe it's going to get above that recent, that previous high recently. That would be wonderful. I would love to see on the daily here something like that, where you kind of could, where you could call this a here's a high and higher high, and could this become a higher high? We continue moving up, that would be glorious. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. Looking at gold today, not a massive green day, but it is a green day. Over the 200 to 314 moving average. Beautiful, beautiful day for gold. And it makes you wonder, are we going to see a bit of a cup and handle here? Could be. Also looking at silver. Silver is in a beautiful spot. It's been taking such a beating recently, but it broke above the 200 moving average a couple days ago. Now it's hardcore wicking above that 314, and I would imagine that it's not going to take the beating it took recently laying down. So gold and silver kind of rebounding, especially gold. All right, longs and shorts chilling out. I like seeing that. I mean, even though it's mega money, still I hate watching anybody get liquidated. I can't imagine. How do you how do you live after $100,000 liquidation? Like, oh my God, I guess if you win more than you lose and you're doing like 100x leverage, I guess you're probably fine. Anyway, coin market cap here, looking at exchange volume last 24 hours, all of them in the red, all the big guys in the red, most of them in the red, I should say. L Banks in the green, whoever that is, but top 20 or so that we would know of, the top 10 basically are all in the red. So basically, we're trailing off in volume as the weekend approaches. So just beware, the less volume we have, the easier manipulation is to do. Looking at derivatives on Binance, we're still about 50 billion. We're at 56 billion. We are down 38% last 24 hours. So definitely the leverage, as we can see in the previous graph or chart, basically. Leverage is, we're starting to see liquidations kind of chill out a little bit, and I think that basically people are just not trying quite so hard right now to get wrecked in the market, and that's always nice to see. Looking at Bitcoin, wow, here on this chart we're seeing 25,137. Bitcoin definitely having a little bit of a rally today. Looking at the top 100, most in the green. They're not mega pumping like we saw, a good number a couple days ago. But in general, this is nice. I like what we're seeing. I just wonder, are we setting up for a weekend? Basically, big financial news is going to kind of not really happen. The market's not going to move over the weekend, I don't think. Of course, it can't because the market's closed, right? If we get this kind of break, this nice little eye of the storm for a while, might we see a nice little ride this weekend? It'd be great to ride Bitcoin up. It'd be great to ride some of these alts up. I like what I'm seeing. Who is particularly interesting right now? AR. Let's look at AR. Render. Yeah, let's look at. Let's look at I like Immutable X. Let's look at IMX. I don't want to look at too many alts because it'll just take too long. And the graph, actually, GRT has been doing quite well. So we'll check those out. And maybe even BNB. Let's look at BNB real quick before we get out of here. All right, BNB. Now let's keep on rocking. Looking at longs versus shorts, how are they kind of, what's the bias? So on Binance, longs versus shorts, longs 49%, short 58%. So kind of a 50-50 bias right there, but of course a slight short bias. For Ethereum, 53% long, 46% short. So the slightest of long biases for Ethereum. But in general, Bitcoin looks pretty 50-50. So I think the longers and the shorters truly do not know what to do. I find that whatever the biases on Binance tends to be the direction that we break. So, but that's not enough percent bias for me to really use that. I just think I will use it actually in saying that I don't think the Binance longers and shorters know which way it's going to go. Bitcoin, looking at the 45-minute chart, Bitcoin versus Tether on Binance. And Bitcoin, I can almost pretty much tell the story of Bitcoin and all the alts, most of them, one way or the other. They all kind of did this recently on a 45-minute chart or a 4-hour chart, however you want to look at it. You can kind of see where we were cruising this upwards channel. Let me turn off the ATR cave here. We were cruising this beautiful upwards channel, and then of course either went sideways or we dumped. Some alts maybe made a move a little bit more like this, kind of back in the game. But basically, or some alts basically they just crash through, and they're hoping for that 200 or that 314 bounce. But in general, mostly everything is like this, a little better, a little worse. Because the alt market pretty much does what Bitcoin does. So anyway, well. So I know some that's not always the case, but in general, okay, the horde of alts do what Bitcoin does. Some alts do radically something different. All right, so here's Bitcoin moving sideways. This is a 45-minute chart. This is immediate price action, I know, but what I like about this is, we were cruising up for a while, but we definitely had our dump, and basically the squeeze indicator is beginning to show positive. That's a nice strong squeeze indicator. I like it. Directional index, the green columns here, green bars, definitely directional index is picking up some velocity right now. ADX is about to go above 23 or 24. When it hits 25, that's very, very bullish. So basically, we're looking good. The one thing I would note, we're going into weekend, we're going into a lesser volume. And as we can see, looking at the volume indicator here, we have decreasing volume. And that is one to definitely watch. So, and especially these blue columns, they mean pretty much dead volume. So, be aware. Are we setting up for a Bitcoin rally? Well, sometimes it rallies or dumps really without volume necessarily reflecting that. But anyway, I would definitely, if you have the indicator over at bitcoinreview.com, I'm pretty sure, but it's called volume analysis. If it's not there, I'll get it there this weekend. But this is cumulative of buy and sell. It's not buy or sell. So red is a lot of volume of buy and sell. Yellow is a lot of a little bit less, but a lot of volume buy and sell. Green is average, and blue is basically very little. So just watch out. We're going to the weekend. Volume's going down. The less the volume is in play, the easier the manipulation is. So let's just see what happens. I kind of have. I will admit that it's a little bit of a crazy play. Probably not the smartest thing to do. I'll admit it's not exactly based on intelligent TA, to be honest with you. But I do I'm kind of calling this a bit of a bottom right here. And I do have a little Bitcoin hedge in with a stop down here. So I'm not going to try very hard to give it much grace. I want to stay in the green overall when it comes to earnings recently. So here we go. We'll see. Bitcoin's either going to continue moving up or it ain't, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. Now, if we look at a 4-hour chart, on a positive note, the Bitcoin is above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart in general, how are we looking here? Anything could happen. We'll see what happens. The 4-hour chart with the indicators is not really telling me which way it's going to go. But we're above the 200 and the 314. I do like that. Overall, this is pretty bullish. Bullish enough. If we look at the if we fib this recent move, we did come down to the 236. Well, actually, we did come down to the 382. Kind of wick down to it. The 200 moving average is right there at the 0.5. So if definitely, I would say if we had if if we had kind of a real unexpected dump, I could see something like this happen, come down to that 200 on the 4-hour chart, which is right around 23,000, and then make a move back up. That would really certainly make sense. And that would be kind of a BART pattern right there, you know. And of course, the 618 is a little bit lower. So just watch out with the low volume for, you know, and do note that the exchanges might want to wipe out leverage. There's not as much as there was. There was an insane amount of leverage recently, and they might just want out of that. What's left of it, get it more down to sane levels that they probably like better. So I would just say, you know, beware, because definitely just looking at the 4-hour chart here, there are some very obvious plays that I could see volatility taking. And, you know, one has come down to the 0.5 fib level and bounce. That's right with the 200 and the 314R. That would make sense. And of course, the 618 definitely has played a role in this recent move up. And that's been around 22,000 to yeah, right around 22,000 is the 618. So just be watchful. You know, if the exchanges want to clear that leverage, or whales want to play games, those are definitely you know, good areas. And you never know, if you wanted to have that that dream you know, buy-in, and I may do this actually, is I might put a little hedge here. Just one of those little dream buys at like 23,006. So maybe like 23,100 or 23,050 or something like that. I might put a limit order in. Of course, it might just plummet right past that. But to see, you know, a sudden dump, you know, boom, and a bounce off that 200 on the 4-hour, I could see it. I could see it. That would definitely take care of those pesky longs that the exchanges might like to shake off. And of course, on the daily, we're looking just glorious on the daily. What I love seeing is we're above the 200, we're above the 314. Powerful daily chart. I love it. I love it. It's just purely wonderful. Somewhere back in the day, I lost my where's my MACD? I don't got it here. But anyway, all the indicators on the daily just look wonderful. Look at some of these crazy. There we go. Here's one. This is the MACD. Perfect. All right. So look at the daily chart. The moving average is that. That's the 21 EMA. Don't worry about that. That's kind of a silly moving average. But anyway, the daily MACD is getting back above this midline here, the heartbeat of it, as I call it. The daily MACD is beautiful. The tangent's positive today. I'm sorry, this is a weekly. Gosh, I'm off. Gee, sorry, guys. Anyway, and then the 21 weekly EMA, I guess, actually is somewhat valid. So if you are a 21 EMA or on the weekly, it is we have flipped above it. So that actually is pretty bullish. We're making a nice kind of a move this week. So pretty interesting. Weekly MACD is positive. So I mean, that's pretty darn beautiful if you ask me. Daily MACD, very, very positive. We are getting back above that. A heartbeat, of course, of the MACD. I love seeing that. 21 EMA means a bit less here, but fine. We are above it, and daily chart just looks wonderful. And daily chart, like I mentioned, you know, just a second ago, of course, you know, is ultimately above that 200 and that 314, and that is just purely glorious. On the daily chart, the squeeze indicator is moving towards the positive. I like seeing that. Directional index is in the green. ADX is going in the right direction, and of course, we got a little bit of volume coming down there on the daily chart. A little bit, and also, if we were to be, you know, this is something worth noting. If we do go, you know, we are sort of seeing a very, very gradual increase in volume on the daily chart. I do like seeing that. And, you know, some might even call that, well, yeah, I can't be creative enough to call that bullish divergence. That would be a little bit goofy to say that. So anyway, let me just keep on cruising here. Sorry, this is taking so long. Let's check out some alts real quick. All right, AR versus USDT. We all love that one. And you can play it on Binance and KuCoin, so I like that. Yeah, okay, this is beautiful. It gave a lot back recently. Got back above the 200 and 314, moving up. Indicators look powerful. Volume is good. 45-minute chart. Woo! It's getting above the top of that ATR ribbon. But this is a story of so many alts that we're seeing recently. I mean, this is kind of like the alt story. I'm going to be a little bit creative here and do like that. So there you go. You had this beautiful upward channel, lost it, but AR did find its support in that 200 moving average and is moving back up. Would not surprise me this weekend if this guy actually ends up back in its upwards channel. So there ain't much bad to say about this alt here. I mean, dang, 4-hour chart. How you looking? 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart to be watchful. It's below the 200 and the 314. So, you know, it may not be a super play until it gets back above these, which is around like, let's say like 11, you know, so $11. But anyway, one to watch. If you do get into this, if you do feel confident about it, watch for this 4-hour 200 moving average. You'll probably find resistance there. IMX versus USDT. I like this. You can play it on Binance, KuCoin, and Coinbase. Cool. Okay, we'll look at it on Binance. Oh, there we go. We're looking at this much. Been looking at this earlier. Yeah. Okay. So it definitely got above a recent high. It's looking beautiful. It's a 45-minute chart. Yeah. Squeeze indicator, directional index, volume, and trailing off. Probably gonna go sideways for a while. Not. I think it made its move, and if it does anything from here, it's probably going to be slowly. How's the 4-hour look? 4-hour, it looks nice. Anyway, everything's a bit sideways right now. Volume is slowing down. You know, I think this guy's probably going to have a bit of a challenge when it hits this recent, which it kind of did, recent high. So watch for a break above this previous recent high. But I do think this guy could be a player. Just keep an eye on it. GRT, USDT, Binance and KuCoin. You can play either side. Okay, there you go. You can see where I've been looking at this guy here. Just extend this fib level out. Looks like we're kind of working on getting it out above this 618. We're challenging that .5. That's not bad on the 4-hour chart. I like what I'm seeing. So definitely 4-hour chart. We recently have a 200 moving average break above or above the 314. I like that. We're playing that .5 on the fib level. Not too bad at all. I like what I'm seeing there. Let's look at a 45-minute chart. 45-minute chart, 200's crossing the 314. That's kind of bullish. Beautiful, as you know, as is the story of the whole market right now. Beautiful upwards channel, and well, that crap just didn't play out. So, but we broke below, as we can see here. Let me clean this chart up some. We broke below, and as you can see, it did a 314 wick. Now it's moving back up. I like what I'm seeing there in general. Let's get rid of the ATR cave here because it's just kind of makes things hard to see. And then bring back our indicators. Directional index is right, ADX is right, squeeze indicator is right. Volume slowly kind of decreasing, but not that much. I'd watch this guy, and you know, this is just kind of the state of things right now. I'd wait for a break above that recent high, but I think this one definitely could this weekend. Like I think we'll see if we have a bullish weekend. I definitely think we're going to see some alts get back in that upwards channel that they were in before all of this, and that's quite an aggressive move. So definitely, I like this chart. I like what I'm seeing. GRT. So let's look at a daily chart. Yep, daily charts above the 200 and 314. You know, it's got some recent highs to get above that it may find resistance, but directional squeeze indicator is probably going to start rolling over. Directional index is in the green. ADX will probably turn up soon. Really, I'm going to watch this one. I definitely think as far as stuff that could do something, GRT, all I'm waiting for is a break above that previous high we had recently. And can I do another channel right here, I wonder? You know, like that. You know, there we go. I'm going to wait for it to just do something from here. I'm not quite ready to get in, but I'm going to circle that one. I think GRT might be definitely a play this weekend. That could make, you know, I mentioned the alts because they could possibly, alts got more room to pump than Bitcoin quite often. BNB versus USDT. You can play it on Binance and KuCoin. I like that. And Binance US. So BNB versus USD. This guy here, USDT, this guy might be like the success story this weekend. Beautiful indicators moving up, big volumes coming in. Upwards channel was cranking, lost it sideways, but gosh, how close are we to really, when it comes down to it, getting back in that upwards channel that we were in previously? You know, look at that. If you ask me if I'll make this one nice and neat, I think really you could kind of say that what's happening here for BNB versus USDT, it's finding resistance hitting this upwards channel, but look at that, hitting the bottom of that upwards channel, but that's strong. It's a strong chart 45 minutes looking really darn good. How about the 4 hour? 4 hour above the 200 and 314. I like what I'm seeing. These indicators are nice and strong. Love it. Looking at the daily chart of the 200 and 314. To look at that daily, the squeeze indicators rolling over. Directional index is perfect. ADX is looking good. Big volume coming in. Hey, y'all, I just got to tell you, I think that it's a little bit of a hard play because where would you put your stop, really? I mean, it's either going to make it or not. And I might just wait for this thing to actually get rid of this resistance here, get back in this upwards channel. That's kind of, maybe I'm being a little bit silly, a little bit too cautious there. I mean, we are seeing like, here's like a high, higher low, higher low. Had a higher low, didn't quite make it. We'll call this a higher low. So higher low, higher low, higher low. This is nice. We're starting to see here's like you could call this like a high, higher high, higher high, higher high. I just want to, like I say, I want to wait for this one to actually, get back in this upwards channel. I'm gonna, because I could see it possibly finding like resistance there and just kind of doing a BART, so be careful. But if we definitely can get back in this upwards channel, and if I see any foundation for this channel, if it comes back and tests it and holds it, yeah, I'm definitely going to be all over that. So BNB versus USD, that's pretty awesome. And really, if you were one of these types, if you were inclined to do BNB versus BTC, you can do it on Binance, you can do it on Coinbase. Not exactly the same, but this is shaping up to be, if we get that 200 moving average support, 314 support there, if we make a move here and start to move back up, that's going to be quite interesting. So this one's not looking too bad either. If you're trading against BTC, you might have something to look at there. I'm gonna do that more once we get a more consistently bullish BTC. I'll start trading that way, making those extra gains. But right now, I just don't like trading against BTC. I know it's actually almost easier than USDT, but nah. Any trade, I'm just in and out. That's how I'm trading against BTC. I'm either in it or I'm out of it. Anyway, so there we go. BNB versus USDT. I think we got a pretty strong play there. I would watch that one. All right, and now we'll get to the end of all this. What I was going to look at? It's not that interesting. Anyway, here's one. Here's really not news today. Here's just this is today's Clown World video. These look like kids. I hope these are like like, I don't know what this is, but I'm seeing a lot of these videos recently. Well, their boots aren't tied right. Anyway. I can't tell you if this is real, but I'm just saying, I hope this is boot camp preparation for teenagers or something. Anyway, guys, if you ever were in the military, and if you weren't in the military, this won't mean much, but if you're looking at that weak attempt and you were in the military, that would get you yelled at in boot camp. It wouldn't go over well. Gold is the money of kings. Silver is the money of gentlemen. Barter is the money of peasants. It's kind of true. And hippies, really. Debt is the money of slaves. Anyway, but Bitcoin is the money of Bitcoin true seekers and those that truly believe in a universal, global, peaceful revolution. I'm glad you're here for the peaceful revolution, and I will see you as this weekend progresses. Take care. I think we may see a nice, easy roll and profit kind of weekend, especially with financial news. Not so much rock in the markets. Let's see what happens. I think there's a possibility of one of those weekends, or maybe you could just sit back and make a few percent. Take care, and not financial advice. Take care.